Hello everyone, Mr. Shepherd here again with some more maths, and this time our WALT is to recognise thirds. Okay. Alright, finding 1/3. To find 1/3 of a shape, cut it into 3 equal pieces. Each of these pieces is 1/3 of the shape. Tap to find 1/3 of these shapes. Okay, so that was the main point that we were saying yesterday, is if you need to divide something into fractions, the pieces, whichever way you divide it, the pieces must be equal. Okay, so we've got to divide these shapes into 3 equal pieces. Now, how do you think that would look on this circle? Okay, let's see, how can we divide that up into 3 equal pieces? Not as easy as dividing it into quarters like we were looking at yesterday. Divide it into 3 even pieces. We've got to do this kind of shape, okay? Each one of these is an equal third, okay? Third, third, third. All right, now what about this triangle? How do we divide that up into 3 equal pieces? Let's have a look. Again, it's not as easy as some of the other things like halves. We've got a third, and then a third there. Okay. All right, so 3 equal pieces. Each one of these pieces is exactly the same size as the other. All right, now what about this shape here, the rectangle? A little bit easier, this one. Third, a third, and a third. Okay, so we've got the 3 equal pieces there. All right, so they're thirds. Right, let's have a look at the next one. Now, can you find 1/3 of these shapes? Tap to check. All right, bit easier this one. How do we divide that into 3? You can just do it like this, okay? 3 equal pieces. Now, dividing this one into 3 is a little bit trickier. Let's see how we can do that. 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, okay? 3 exactly equal pieces. Not as easy to see that they're 3 equal pieces, but they are exactly equal. If we took one of them and overlaid it over the other one, we would see that they're exactly the same size. All right, sometimes you can find a third in more than one way, and we've got a rectangle here divided up this way. Okay, there's our thirds, and then we've got it divided up the other way for our thirds. All right, so the same shape divided in a different way, as the main thing being the pieces, the parts that it's divided into are exactly the same. Okay, circle the shapes that have been split into thirds. Now let's check. This one, A, is that divided into thirds? Well, let's see, how many pieces are there? 1, 2, 3. Are all the pieces exactly the same? Yes, they are. Okay, so that one's divided into thirds. What about this one? 1, 2, 3 pieces. Are the pieces all exactly the same size? Yes, they are. What about C? How many pieces has it been divided into? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's 4 pieces. They're all equal pieces. But is this thirds then? If it's divided into 4 pieces, is it thirds? No, it's quarters, okay? So to be thirds, you must have a whole of something, whatever that is, needs to be divided into 3 equal pieces. If it's divided into 4 equal pieces like this one is, we're talking about quarters, not thirds. Okay, so let's see. We've got these 2 shapes that have been split into thirds. All right, tick the shapes that have 1/3 shaded. Now, let's have a look. Has this got 1/3 shaded? Well, it's divided into 3. They're 3 equal parts. One of the parts is shaded. Yes, 1/3 is shaded there. What about this shape? Well, it's divided into 3. Are they 3 equal parts? No, they're not equal, are they? This is a much smaller part than this part. Okay, so it's not equal parts. If it's not equal parts, we're not talking about thirds. Okay, So that's not 1/3 that's shaded. All right, for it to be thirds, we've got to have something like this, where we've got 3 exactly equal parts, and we have one of those parts shaded. Okay, that's 1/3 that's been shaded. So it's this shape and this shape. Okay, are the ones that have 1/3 shaded. All right, match the shaded part of each image to the correct label. All right, so we're interested in the shaded parts. Let's look at A. A is being divided into 3. It's got 2 parts shaded, okay, but are they equal parts? Again, this is a much bigger part than this part, isn't it? So this isn't thirds. We can discount that one straight away, okay? Match the shaded part of each image to the correct label. Let's have a look. We've got this is being divided into 3, okay? It's got 1 part shaded, so that's 1/3, okay? And here is our symbol for a third, 1/3. Now, we're not going to go too much into that at the moment, but basically there are 3 parts. We are looking at 1 part, okay? So this is being divided into 3 parts. 1 part is shaded. That is a third, okay? This one is not a third, is it? All right. For a start, 2 parts have been shaded, and it's not divided evenly into 3. This one has got 3 parts divided equally. 1 part is shaded, so it is a third. Okay. What about D? What do you think? So D's been divided into 3 parts. 1 part has been shaded, so it is a third. So the one shape that does not fit is A. A has been divided into 3 unequal parts, and 2 of those parts has been shaded, so it's not 1/3. Okay? All the rest are 1/3. All right. Which image is the odd one out? Okay. Let's see, which is the odd one out? We've got A has been divided into unequal parts, and one of those parts has been shaded, so it's not thirds. B has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts, 2 of those parts being shaded. Okay. C has been divided into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. One of those parts has been shaded. Okay, so that's an actual third. That's the first third we've actually found so far. This one's not a third because they're not equal parts. This one's not a third because it's been divided into 5 pieces. And this one, again, is not equal parts. We've got 1 part shaded, but the rest of the parts are not equal. Okay, so the only one that is an actual third is C. Okay, so it's the odd one out. All right, 1/3 of each shape needs to be shaded. Find the mistake. Okay, can you find the mistake? What has the person done wrong here? Okay, 1/3 of each shape needs to be shaded. Where have they gone wrong? Right, let's have a look at A. How many pieces have we got this shape divided into? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 pieces, okay? So for a start, we're not dealing with thirds, we're dealing with quarters, okay? And then they've shaded 1, 2, 3 of those parts, okay? So 3/4 of that shape has been shaded. So there's our mistake. Let's look at B. We've got 1, 2, 3 equal parts. One of those parts has been shaded, so they're showing 1/3. That's right, okay? A is a mistake because the shape has been split into quarters, not thirds, okay? And also they've shaded the wrong amount. Right, true or false? Wayne has shaded 1/3 of each shape. Has Wayne shaded 1/3 of each shape? Okay, has he shaded 1/3 of each shape? Let's have a look at the first one. It's divided into 3. Are they 3 equal parts? No. So even though he's shaded one of those parts, he's not shaded 1/3 because they're not thirds to begin with. Same problem for this shape. He's divided them into 1, 2, 3 parts, but they're not equal. Okay. He shaded one of those parts, but they're not equal parts. They're not thirds. Okay. false, because although Wayne has shaded one part of each shape, the shapes have been split into 3 unequal parts. Okay, so they're not thirds. If they're unequal, it's not thirds. All right, I'll let you get on with those worksheets, and you can pause the video and then come back and have a look at the plenary. Okay, so going on with our plenary. Okay, we've got James, Adiba, and Sarah eating pizza. Okay, James eats half of his pizza. Adiba eats a third of her pizza. Sarah eats a quarter of her pizza. Now, what we need to do is match which pizza belongs to which child. Okay, let's get our pen. Right, so let's start with James. James has eaten half of his pizza. He's eaten half. Now, which pizza looks like half's been eaten? Which do you think it's going to be? This pizza, half of it's gone. Okay, we've got the other half remaining. All right, Adiba eats a third of her pizza. Okay, which pizza has been divided into thirds, do you think? Let's check this first pizza. 1, 2, 3, and 1 part missing, but there's 4. So it's been divided into quarters, that pizza, hasn't it? So that's not going to be her pizza. Has this pizza been divided into thirds? 1, 2, 3 pieces with 1 missing. Okay, 1/3 of her pizza is gone because she's eaten it. So this pizza is going to belong to Adiba. All right, which means that Sarah belongs to this pizza. She's eaten 1/4 of her pizza. 1/4 of the pizza's gone. This pizza belongs to Sarah. Okay. All right, good. So now we are going to have a look at our retrieval quiz, and this is from our learning from before, and we're going to see how much we remember about recognizing coins. You might remember having a look at this in earlier lessons. All right, let's see if we can do this. Now, which coin is this? Now we take away parts to see. Now, all right, first of all, does this give us a clue already to which coin it is? It's a bronze coin. How many bronze coins do we have? How many bronze coins are there? There's only 2 in there. Can you remember what those bronze coins were? It is the 1p and the 2p. Let's reveal some more. So we know it's either a 1p or a 2p. Can't be a 5p or a 10p. They're silver. Okay. Can't be a 50p. It's silver. What more clues do we need? It's a round shape, which the 1p and the 2p are both round, so that doesn't tell us much. Can anyone guess so far? Which coin is it? That's a big clue. 2 pence, okay? So is a 2p. All right, next one. Which coin is this? Now, does that tell us anything? Which coins have got gold on them? Our 2 coins that have gold on them are £1 and a £2. Remember that those coins come in partners, don't they? They come in pairs. So we've got the 1p and the 2p of bronze, and we've got our 5p and our 10p are round silver coins. Then we've got our 20p and our 50p. They've got straight edges and they're silver, haven't they? But this one has got gold. Let's have a look. Now, gold and silver, that could give us a clue. Let's see if you know that already. There's only 1 coin that has gold and silver on it, isn't there? Let's see. It's the £2. Okay. All right, let's have a look at this one. Now, what does this tell us? We've got a silver coin. It's got a round edge